Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel once again. Travis Simlinger here from Progressive Coaching, located in Zurich, Switzerland. And today I want to tell you about another one of the workshops that we present. And this is the Mental Health First Aid Certification course. So Progressive Coaching, is an official partner of ensa Switzerland, and we provide the official internationally recognized mental health first aid certification course, which is in 27 countries around the world. And there are over 3 million mental health first aiders who have taken part in this course. So quite incredible, the popularity of this course. So I want to tell you all about it now. So I'm going to share my screen and attempt to do this as succinctly as possible. So the course goals, you will learn, you will discuss, it's a very participatory course, and you will practice how to. So first of all, notice the signs of mental illness. Early intervention is key to reducing negative consequences. Absolutely. So the first thing we need to be able to do is recognize the signs. Recognize the signs in ourselves and recognize the signs in other people, especially if they are, if they are suffering with some mental health challenges, perhaps. What do we look out for? What can we pay attention to? What are the signs? So we will learn to recognize these, and then we will learn how to approach a person and start a mental health conversation if we do recognize these signs. So why would we do that? Well, a number of reasons. A person who is suffering with a mental health challenge doesn't normally approach us and say, hey, I'm really suffering mentally at the moment. I really could do with some help. Could you support me? That rarely, if ever, happens. So why is that? Because it's different with a physical health challenge, yeah? So two key reasons. Stigma, absolutely. There's still a stigma, a taboo, a lot of misconceptions around mental health and mental illness. Okay, that people can sometimes feel like it's a weakness. I hear very often they feel shame around it because of this stigmatizing attitude. So we help to break down a lot of these barriers in this course, demystify the whole topic of mental health. But that is definitely one reason that stops people engaging in this conversation or raising the topic of how they are feeling. And the second one is when a person is feeling depressed or anxious, for example, they're not typically feeling like the most confident version of themselves. They're not really feeling like putting themselves out there typically and saying, this is how I feel. Can you support me? What can I do? So this is why it's so important for us to be proactive and look out for our friends, look out for our family, look out for our loved ones, and open the conversation. If we recognize the signs, we ask them how they are feeling, how long they've been feeling this way, what have they done to try to feel better, for example. Okay, we open the conversation. This is cathartic in itself, but ultimately, where appropriate, we want to, signpost the person to the professionals, to appropriate treatment. And importantly, we're not training to be doctors or diagnosticians or psychologists. Not at all. We're training to be first responders, first aiders, and just like physical health first aiders, these people can be the most important people in the person's journey to recovery, because as a first responder, we are the first person on the scene. The psychologist, the psychiatrist, the doctors, or in a physical situation, the surgeons, they're not walking around typically with our friends, with our family, with our loved ones, but we are. So we can recognize these signs, engage in a conversation, get the person to open up, and then provide them with information, provide them with support, and ultimately signpost them to professional help, to the experts that can help them to recover as effectively and efficiently as possible. That is the idea behind the mental health first aid course. So as I said, offer a loved one, friend, colleague, any person help and support. Signpost to professional treatment where necessary, and demystify the whole topic. The stigma really creates a vicious cycle, keeping the person down, keeping the person from opening up, which is what is required in order to solve this issue. So we help to break down a lot of these obstacles. And as I said, 3 million mental health first aiders around the world. So it is spreading. So trying to keep this introductory session as succinct as possible. I'll give you just the key facts right now. So the number of people in the sessions are between 8 and 20. We deliver the workshops online or in person. In company and public courses available. The price of the public courses works out to be about 27 Swiss francs per hour as of December 2022. 7 2-hour sessions is the webinar format, and the in-person format is tailored to the company's requirements or to the group's requirements. Quarter day, half days are very common. You receive a 280-page manual, very comprehensive manual. Everything that is in the course plus more is in the manual, but we get to practice it in the session, which is learning by doing, which is something obviously not in the manual, but you get all these resources for yourself for after the session, and a very practical workbook. It's a participatory workshop, but you will not be asked to speak about your own mental health. No way. I never even call on anyone by name to speak. I never put pressure on someone like that. We're not in school. I would never do that. But what happens in these sessions is most people become they like to talk about this topic because it's something that's not often talked about. And once we break down maybe the feeling of being uncomfortable about it, and we start to open up about it, people really start to talk about it more and more. And they don't have to talk about personal experiences. They might change names, or they might talk about just general things or situations they've seen in the past. But it really ends up as a participatory course, which is great because we all learn from each other. And there are role plays, so there is a lot of learning by doing, as I said. Yeah, English, German, French, and Italian speaking presenters available. And trying to keep this short, so if any further questions, please ask me in the chat and I will respond to all of the questions. Thanks, everybody. This really is a fantastic course, teaches really the foundational necessary skills, I would argue, in today's modern world. Ultimately, the skills you will learn in this workshop can save a life. Going to leave you with that, and I wish you a fantastic rest of the day, and subscribe and like the channel and all of that good stuff. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.